Hey guys, Annalise here, and Mr. Sloan's here too. You ready? Yay, Sloan! It is another No Makeup Monday, and I wanted to talk about something really exciting, which is skin type. I know you guys are really excited about talking about skin type. Okay, so you may notice that sometimes when I meet with you, I don't actually ever ask you what your skin type is. And there's a few reasons for this, and one of them in particular is that it's kind of a nonsense word. First and foremost, I hate the idea that there is a normal skin type. Normal implies that everything else that's not normal is abnormal, and that would mean I'm very abnormal, and I don't like that. So I kind of want to discount this idea of normal. However, what skin type is basically the result of how many follicles you have present on your skin, because every single follicle is attached to a sebaceous gland. So the more follicles you have, the more potential your body has for producing sebum or oil. Now, if you don't have a lot of follicles, that means that you could never have a lot of oil. But all that being said, you can defy your body's expectation. For example, I have a lot of follicles. How do I know that? I know that because of the texture and the size of the visible pores on my skin. I have them here on my nose, my forehead, my chin. They go all the way out for me. I see this texture kind of consistently across my skin. When I was in aesthetic school, they used to call me over when they were teaching about skin type and say, bring over Annalise so that she can show everyone what oily skin looks like. I have a very oily skin. However, I don't have an oily condition. Now, there's a few reasons for this. One is that I take really good care of my skin, and probably the second is because I drink too much coffee and too many martinis. So, going back to our skin type, if you are looking strictly at the physiology of your body, if you have a lot of pores, you have an oilier skin type. A person with an oily skin type like me will have visible pores all the way up to the jawline. Now, this doesn't mean you get breakouts on the jaw. You do have small pores there, everyone does, but if they're visible. The easier way to describe this is that you probably have a texture to your skin that is more like an orange and less like an apple. So think of the difference between an orange and an apple. Oranges are a little bumpy and apples are smooth. So a dry skin type is going to be like an apple. We're going to basically see no pores on that person's face. Also, this person does not have an oily condition, probably even if they tried, that they're very aware that they have a dry skin type. It's easier to identify as dry than it is to identify as oily. Why is that? Because a lot of people misidentify as oily. They think they are oily because our body, in its supreme awesomeness, will always try to do the best for us. And one of the things it does sometimes is flood us with oil. Why is this? Sometimes it's weather. Seasons change. Sometimes it's stress. Our stress levels affect how much oil we have producing in our body, our hormones, that time of the month, and our diet. All these things can affect how much oil our body is flooding into our acid mantle on top of our skin. So hormones, different disorders of the skin, obviously genetics, whether or not you have those oil glands in the first place, but maybe your mom and your dad both had really oily skin that was also constantly oil producing. Secondhand smoke and smoking can make your skin more oily. Different medications can make your skin more oily. Different medications can make your skin more dry. Your diet, of course, affects it. I notice that sometimes when I eat really, really spicy foods, I feel like I get really shiny because my body, I think, is kind of going, whoa, let's get rid of this spicy. Your skincare routine obviously can affect it. If your creams or moisturizers are too heavy, if your serum's too heavy, maybe you're feeling a little oily. Maybe there's something in it that your body doesn't like. We'll get to that in a second. Stress, extended sun exposure. So again, always so important to wear your SPF, pollution, and then just the weather itself. These are all things that can affect your oiliness. But number one thing that I think affects oiliness and that I see almost every single day is the products that you use. So think of it this way. Your skin, your body, if it comes into contact with something it doesn't like, that it's not good for the body, whether it's not good like, I kind of don't like this, or this is an awful thing to put on me, I hate this, it is going to respond by trying to remove it from the body. And how will it do that? It will do that by flushing it out. It will do that by sending redness to the skin, so blood, water, all this lymphatic material in the skin will be a little bit irritated, and it will add oil. So if you are currently experiencing a red, raw, irritated, flushed, and or oily skin situation, I am almost 100% sure you're having an allergic reaction to something. So if we are convinced that we have removed all of our products that possibly could be leading to an oily condition, and we've looked at our skin texture, and we can't quite tell where we are, the best thing to do would be to kind of take stock of what you prefer. So do you prefer a lotion or a cream, or do you love a gel? If you're an oilier skin type, you probably love the feeling of a gel. If you're a drier skin type, you might put a gel on your face and be like, gone. And it feels like nothing. It feels like a waste of product because it didn't do anything for you. Do you like a foaming cleanser, or do you like a non-foaming milky cleanser? Does the idea of an oil, putting an oil topically on your skin, make you cringe? Or does the idea of a powder make you run screaming because you don't want all those dry lines to be seen on your face? Excuse me. I need a water. Kitty, you want to give me a water? No? They need to start pulling their weight around the house. So the last thing that we can do to try and identify skin type would be to wash the face and then do nothing. Now, first and foremost, we have to make sure we're washing our face with a good, gentle cleanser. It can't be anything too milky or anything too oil dissolving because that will throw us off base. I listed some below. So these would be some things to try. So you're going to wash with a gentle cleanser, just like I taught you how to do, and then you're going to wait. You're going to wait 2 to 4 hours. So that means do nothing. And now, the best day to do this would be on an average day. So it's not 105 degrees and 98% humidity. It is not freezing cold outside. You didn't go to a bachelorette party and overindulge the night before. You didn't have an awful night's sleep. You're not in the middle of a hormone cycle that you know kind of throws you off. So it's got to be a pretty normal day. Otherwise, the results are going to get skewed. An oily person, if you are truly oily and truly your body is constantly spewing out more oil, your body will do that without any moisturizer present. So if you wash your face and do nothing, you will end up with oil visibly present on the skin within 2 to 4 hours. A dry skin type will feel dry and tight. They will probably barely make it to 2 hours because they will feel the need to put something on because they feel so dry. They might even see flakiness. You might see wrinkles or crepiness coming into the skin. You might see redness coming into the skin. These are other types of signs. Obviously aging, rosacea, acne, these other things start to come into play. So the best litmus test we have is to cleanse and do nothing, which is kind of a waste of time in my opinion. But if we can't figure out between your routine, what you like, what you've been drawn to, do you love a foaming cleanser? Do you love a milky cleanser? If once we've gotten rid of all the things that we know irritate your skin, then maybe this is something to try. If you're just 100% confused that you can't understand what your skin is doing, why it's doing what it's doing, then do this little test and see what happens. And then probably, odds are, you're a little combination. That's because most of us are, right? Everything in balance, just like you. Sometimes you're a little oily, sometimes you're a little dry, and sometimes we need to have products for both of those things. So that's part of what I do for you, is to keep you ready to handle whatever your body and life throws at you that day. Today is beautiful and sunny here in New York. It's supposed to be, I think, like 70-something degrees. I'm excited about it, and I'm putting my powder in my bag just in case I get a little shiny halfway through the day. That's what I want you to be able to do. Respond appropriately. Don't freak out. Just know what to do when things come up, because they always do. All right, you guys, that's what I want to talk about skincare. If you have any questions, please get in touch with me. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.